The first time I ever fired a gun on my ranch wasn't for hunting or target practice. It was to protect what was mine from a man who had no right to be there. And the worst part? He wasn't a thief. He wasn't lost. He was an HOA cop from a neighborhood that didn't even include my land. But before we go any further, tell me, where in the world are you watching from? Drop it in the comments below. Let's see how far this story travels. And make sure you hit that subscribe button because tomorrow's story, yeah, you don't want to miss that one. When I first moved out to Raven Hollow, I thought I'd left all that suburban nonsense behind: 50 acres of open fields, mesquite brush, and freedom. My ranch, Black Ridge Acres, was mine alone. I built that place from the ground up: nails, sweat, and faith. Out here, I expected silence, just the wind through the grass and cattle shifting at dusk. But the HOA from Silver Creek Estates had other ideas. At first, it was little things: a black SUV marked HOA security creeping past my fence line, a guy inside scribbling notes like a mall cop on caffeine. Then I'd find flyers jammed in my gate, claims that my fence wasn't approved or that my barn clashed with community aesthetics. Lies, every one of them. Their rules ended where their neighborhood stopped. But apparently they didn't get that memo. Then came the threats. Neighbors whispered about a man named Rick Tanner, the self-proclaimed HOA enforcer, bragging that he could clean up that ranch anytime he wanted. I brushed it off until the morning I saw him, standing at the edge of my field in broad daylight, tactical vest, arms crossed, eyes fixed on me like he owned the place. It wasn't a visit, it was a warning. And that's when I realized this wasn't just about fences or flyers anymore. Something darker was coming. A week after I spotted Rick Tanner glaring across my field, I saw his face again, this time up close. I was feeding cattle when Luna, my German Shepherd mix, bolted toward the fence. Her bark wasn't angry, just protective. But Tanner didn't see it that way. He smirked, pulled a little notepad from his vest, and said, "This animal's a violation. Aggressive breed. HOA rules don't allow it." I froze for half a second, then laughed. Not because it was funny, but because the audacity was unbelievable. "This is my land," I said. "We're not under your HOA." He didn't even flinch, just scribbled something and muttered, "Rules are rules. Rules." That word stuck in my head like a splinter. Whose rules? That night, I decided to deal with it properly. The next morning, I drove into town and walked straight into the Silver Creek HOA office. Behind a polished oak desk sat Carla Hendricks, the HOA president, a woman with a corporate smile and eyes that never smiled back. "Mrs. Hendricks," I said calmly, "your so-called HOA cop has been trespassing on my property, calling my dog a violation, and pretending he's the law. You and I both know my ranch isn't part of Silver Creek." Her smile didn't move. If anything, it sharpened. "Mr. Nash," she said evenly, "Officer Tanner is doing his job. Your property may not be part of our charter, but it borders our community. That means your choices affect us. Property values, safety, appearance. Your dog barking, a liability. Your fencing, not compliant. Tanner's within his rights to document those issues." I leaned forward. "No, he's not. You have no jurisdiction outside your little neighborhood." Her voice stayed syrupy sweet. "Sometimes," she said, "the lines on a map don't reflect the bigger picture. Officer Tanner is protecting the community. You'd be wise to cooperate instead of fighting us." Protecting the community by trespassing? That's when she slid a folder across her desk, filled with photos. My fence, my barn, even a blurry shot of Luna. Time-stamped, cataloged. My stomach dropped. This wasn't a misunderstanding. This was a setup, and I had no idea how far they were willing to take it. 2 days after that meeting in Carla Hendricks' office, the silence on my ranch felt heavier. You ever get that gut feeling something's about to go wrong? Yeah, that kind of quiet. I was out by the barn, fixing a section of fence that had sagged under the summer heat. Luna padded beside me like she always did, tail swinging, nose twitching at the smell of cut hay. The sun was high, cicadas buzzing, everything calm, until it wasn't. Luna's bark tore through the air, sharp, sharp, not her usual warning. I spun around. Rick Tanner wasn't at the road. He wasn't even near the fence. He was inside my yard, boots grinding in my soil, vest stretched across his chest like it made him a cop. HOA enforcement printed in bold across it, a costume pretending to be authority. And worse, his hand was clamped around Luna's collar, jerking her neck hard enough to make her yelp. Let go of my dog, I shouted, running toward him. He didn't. Instead, he sneered. This animal's a violation. Aggressive breed. HOA rules don't allow it. That line again. Rules. Always rules. But this time, his rules were breaking the law. Texas Penal Code 30.05, trespassing. 42.092, cruelty to animals. Both crimes. Both happening right in front of me. Luna's paws scraped the dirt, trying to twist free. My revolver sat on my belt. Same place it always did when I worked the ranch. My hand found it without thinking. Click. The hammer cocked back. That sound alone sliced through the air. Last chance, I said quietly, leveling the barrel square at his chest. He didn't let go. His grip only tightened. Luna whined in pain. And that was it. The shot cracked across the open field, echoing through the valley. Tanner dropped instantly. Vest torn, clipboard skidding into the dirt. Smoke rose from the muzzle. My hands were steady, my heart wasn't. Luna bolted into my arms, shaking but alive. And as I held her close, I realized this wasn't about fences or fines anymore. It was blood on my land. And when the law came, I'd be ready to face it. The echo of that gunshot hadn't even faded when the world caught up. Luna pressed against my leg, trembling. I holstered my revolver, breathing steady, even as my pulse hammered in my ears. Out here, a shot can travel for miles. I knew before the dust settled that someone had heard. Sure enough, a white county sheriff's SUV rolled up my drive minutes later, gravel crunching under the tires. Two deputies stepped out, cautious, eyes sharp. "Sir, drop the weapon," one ordered. "It's holstered," I said calmly. "He trespassed. He put his hands on my dog. Check your codes, 30.05 and 42.092. You know exactly what that means." The younger deputy knelt beside Tanner. "He's alive," he said, "unconscious but alive." The older one turned back to me. "You shot him?" "I defended my dog," I answered. "He had no right to be here. Look at that vest. HOA cop. That's not law enforcement. That's trespassing in a costume." Before they could respond, a sleek black Mercedes screeched to a stop. Out stepped Carla Hendricks herself, heels stabbing the dirt like she owned it. "This is outrageous," she shouted. "That man is a duly appointed HOA officer, and this lunatic just shot him." The deputy straightened. "Ma'am, you might want to choose your words carefully. HOAs don't have officers. What he did was criminal impersonation, and if you sent him here, that's on you." Her face lost color. Then came the excuses. Community borders, shared safety, mutual oversight. None of it mattered. The law didn't bend for her titles. Within days, the fallout hit like wildfire. Tanner was charged with trespassing, animal cruelty, and impersonating a public servant. Carla was slapped with conspiracy, aiding impersonation, and civil harassment. Silver Creek's HOA board panicked. Lawsuits piled up, members quit, funds vanished. 3 months later, they filed to dissolve entirely. As for me, I got my peace back. Every morning, I walked Luna across the open fields, her tail high, sun on her fur, revolver resting on my hip. No more flyers, no more threats, just quiet. Out here, the rules are simple. A man defends what's his. And justice, it always finds the ones who forget that. Before you scroll away, hit that subscribe button because tomorrow's story will make this one look tame.